The Force will be with you.
Always.
Hello my friends, how are you guys doing today? I'm Star Wars Meg with another edition of Star Wars News, and today we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 2, as well as a whole host of news articles from a galaxy far, far away. Before I get into the video guys, please may I ask you to hit like down below, to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and also please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. But without much jibber jabber, let's get to the news. So our first news story follows on from yesterday's, where I talked about all of the writers and directors that we can expect for season 2. And this one is really exciting because it involves Ahsoka Tano. A lot of fans picked up on the fact that episode 5 of season 2 is going to be directed by Dave Filoni himself, often titled George Lucas's apprentice. And as such, since he is the man who created Ahsoka and who introduced her in the Clone Wars and also in Rebels, it would make sense that this is the episode that we would see her in season 2. So let's get to this article from Small Screen, which states, live action Ahsoka Tano may be first revealed in The Mandalorian season 2 episode 5. It's being rumoured that the live action version of Ahsoka Tano might be revealed in The Mandalorian. This rumour comes courtesy of Corey Van Dyke on Twitter, who's basically put 2 and 2 together. Dave Filoni wrote chapter 5 of The Mandalorian season 2, and therefore he believes that it could be the episode in which we meet live action Ahsoka. The reason he believes this is due to the fact that Filoni was the person who came up with the character in the first place. If this rumour turns out to be true, then it means that we'll get to meet live-action Ahsoka on November the 27th, 2020. Will that be the fateful day we finally get to see Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, guys? I know that if this is the case, we will all have our jaws dropping on the ground with stunning amazement, because we've wanted to see Ahsoka for so long in The Mandalorian, and all of the anticipation and rumours, speculation leading up to season 2 has driven us crazy, and I would love to see that happen. So let's see what happens. I think it's very probable that if we see Ahsoka in season 2, that is the episode. Dave Filoni is a phenomenal writer, director, and the fact that he came up with Ahsoka in the first place gives us all reasons to believe that this is the episode she will be introduced. The article goes on to talk about how it's not certain that Ahsoka will be in the series at all. Even though Rosario Dawson was cast in The Mandalorian season 2, it doesn't mean that she will be playing Ahsoka. I mean, obviously we will all be disappointed if that's the case, but there has been no confirmation or proof that she's going to be playing Ahsoka. It's just speculation. It's likely, but speculation. But on the subject of this whole article, what do you guys think? Do you think we're being too optimistic by stating she will appear in season 2 in episode 5, or do you think it's likely? I think if we're using all of our logic and all of our senses, and you know Star Wars well enough to know how Dave Filoni writes and works, I think it's very much pointing to the fact that we're going to get Ahsoka in episode 5. And we have some more exciting Mandalorian news now in our next story, which talks about characters that are going to return and new characters as well. So in case you don't know, there have been some promo standees that have been released recently, and this article talks about it. The Mandalorian Season 2 promo teases the return of Season 1 characters and new ones too. Tucked amongst the new standees for The Mandalorian Season 2 is a familiar face that fans might recall from the first season. Promo standees for The Mandalorian tease the return of a surprising character. Last November, The Mandalorian had the distinction of being the first live-action Star Wars series to debut on Disney+. It quickly became a success for the growing streamer as fans responded positively to the tale of a lone bounty hunter, Djarin, and the powerful and adorable baby Yoda, also called the Child. Season 1 concluded with the two jetting off into the galaxy in search of a new home for baby Yoda. Ahead of the Season 2 premiere, Disney has begun unveiling various pieces of Mandalorian merchandise, including a series of cardboard standees. In addition to notable characters like Cara and Greef Karga, the Mythrol from The Mandalorian Season 1 Episode 1 is also included. Does this mean that he will return? This is likely. Fans might remember him as the unlucky blue alien who gets nabbed and put in carbonite by Djarin. The presence of the Mythrol certainly indicates he'll be making a comeback in The Mandalorian Season 2. At the very least, a member of his species will take part in the upcoming episodes, though it seems more likely that it would be the same one from the first episode. After all, Din didn't kill him, he merely passed him off to Greef Karga. In addition to the Mythrol, we also get a Mortar Trooper. A lot of fans have been criticizing that this Mortar Trooper looks way too similar to the already existing Incinerator Troopers in terms of the paint scheme, but we'll see how this plays in. I can definitely imagine Mortar Troopers looking really awesome in The Mandalorian Season 2, so we'll see what this new kind of character scheme has in store for us. While a lot of people have been discussing the appearance of Sabine Wren, Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan, and familiar characters, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see some new species in The Mandalorian Season 2, as well as some new characters that we haven't even seen in the Star Wars universe before. Like I've said 1,000,001 times on my channel, I really love The Mandalorian for the fact that it takes the franchise in a new and exciting direction, and as such, I want to see some new Star Wars faces. For example, I like how they did Gamorreans in Season 2 because they do not look anything like the ones from Return of the Jedi. I want to see what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can cook up for Season 2 that we haven't seen before. Excite us, give us some reason to be really hyped about the new Star Wars after the sequel trilogy. Let me know what you guys think of this. So let's move on to our next article, and this one isn't about The Mandalorian, it's about the Rise of Skywalker concept art. So I want you guys to think back to a couple of weeks ago when I did an update and I talked about the concept art for The Rise of Skywalker and how Rey destroys a whole army of stormtroopers. Well, we have some more concept art that's been released for The Rise of Skywalker, and this one is 1,000,000 times more interesting, at least in my mind. Let me know what you think. This one involves Palpatine's cloning machines. Now, cloning has been the subject of speculation in the Star Wars fandom for a long time now, especially after The Rise of Skywalker novelization, where it was confirmed that Palpatine that we saw in episode 9 was half clone, half man. And in Legends, of course, he did clone himself as well, and used a few experiments before he reached the point of successful cloning, especially of Force-sensitive versions of himself. Well, now in this concept art for The Rise of Skywalker, we actually get to see a canon, quote-unquote, canon version of what the cloning facility looked like, and it seems like Kylo Ren has discovered it. So let me read to you from this article. In the wake of the release of J.J. Abrams' Episode 9, fans have been treated to all kinds of concept art featuring moments and ideas that didn't make it into the film. This has included everything from Rey facing off against an army of stormtroopers to a strange cantina band to double-decker Star Destroyers. And now we have another cool piece to make us wonder what could have been, featuring Adam Driver's Kylo Ren inspecting a clone vat. This piece of concept art was posted by artist Adam Brockband on his personal Instagram account, and it's worthwhile noting that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker does feature a scene with Kylo Ren in a clone lab, specifically the one controlled by Emperor Palpatine, but there isn't a moment specifically like this. This one is 1,000,000 times more interesting, but the thing that frustrates me is the fact that we can't see what's occupying it. Exactly what is in there. Is it Palpatine clones? Is it more of the Snoke things that we saw in Episode 9? And I suppose when I see news articles like this one come up about The Rise of Skywalker, it just makes me remember just how annoying Episode 9 was in terms of the fact that they didn't stick to original ideas that they were gonna go for and ended up substituting them for what we got instead. Now, I'm not taking a crap on the sequels or Episode 9. I get a lot of criticism that I do that a lot. I'm really not trying to. I'm just trying to give an honest perspective from a Star Wars fan, and my view is that Episode 9 could have been the tremendous finale to the Skywalker saga that we never had. I keep seeing concept art and of course the original script called Duel of Fates, and it just makes me think this could have been such a phenomenal Star Wars film. But you know what, I'm not complaining because we have The Mandalorian Season 2, which looks epic, and from the news that comes out from Lucasfilm, it does seem that they've learned a lot from their mistakes already. So onwards and upwards, I do think the future of the Star Wars franchise looks very bright, at least compared to the last 5 years. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, like I said, please give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm Star Wars Meg, and as always, have a fantastic rest of the day, no matter where you are in the galaxy.